Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Let's start with today's stories. Am I the idiot for not forcing my stepdaughter go over to her mother's house? My husband, Tim, 34 male, and I, 33 female, have been married for 3 years. Tim has a daughter, Lucy, 13 female, from a one-night stand. Both Tim and Lucy's mother, Deborah, were teenagers when Lucy was born. Deborah wanted nothing to do with Lucy and disappeared, so Tim had full custody, and has been raising Lucy as a single dad when we met. I've been in Lucy's life since she was 6, and consider her my own. A couple years ago, Deborah suddenly appeared back in our lives, and contacted Tim wanting to meet with Lucy. Deborah was a drug addict. I'm not sure if she still is, but I wouldn't be surprised, and generally not a great person for a kid to be around, but Tim would allow Lucy to see Deborah once in a while. Lucy seems like she's just going through the motions, with finally having her mother in life. She doesn't particularly seem excited or upset, she just does as she is told. Deborah also has a boyfriend, Don. Recently, after Lucy came back home from dinner with Deborah and Don, she mentioned to Tim and I that she found Don very weird. He didn't explicitly say or do anything to Lucy, but she felt uncomfortable being around him. A few days ago, Tim had to unexpectedly go on a work trip to another country, where he will be completely unavailable for 3 days. He won't have any type of service to communicate with us. That trip also happens to coincide at the same time as when Tim and Deborah agreed that Lucy can spend a night at Deborah's. So I was the one dropping Lucy off at Deborah's, and when we got there, we saw Dawn sitting on the front porch, staring out at our car. I looked at Lucy, seeing if she still wants to even go in, and by the look on her face, the answer was no. I asked her if she wanted to go to get ice cream at downtown Disney instead. We live near Disneyland and downtown Disney is the shopping area right outside the park. She immediately said yes, so I got out of the car and told Deborah that Lucy doesn't want to do dinner anymore, and I'm taking her to downtown Disney for ice cream. Deborah started screaming at me, saying I am a nobody trying to bribe her daughter with ice cream, so she doesn't want to spend dinner with her own mother anymore. I told her Lucy doesn't want to go in and I won't force her. Deborah responded that Tim had agreed to Lucy spending the night at hers, and the matter is between her and Tim. I shouldn't be involved or make decisions, because I am not Lucy's mother. That made me really mad, so I hopped back in my car and drove Lucy to downtown Disney. We actually ended up going to Disneyland as well, for the rest of the day. Deborah has been spamming my phone, calling me all sorts of names for not forcing Lucy to spend the night at hers. And Tim is still unavailable, and can't be reached for a comment. I genuinely don't think I was being an a-hole, but I need some second opinions. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the a-hole. 1. I took my stepdaughter to Disneyland, instead of forcing her to spend time at her mother's. 2. I have no legal rights over Lucy. Well, you may not have any legal rights over Lucy, but as far as we know, neither does Deborah. And from what you observed, Lucy has no attachment to her bio mom, or even any interest or curiosity in getting to know her. It seems like she's only doing this because her dad told her to, not because she wants to. Is there any legal agreement between them? Or does she only see the child when she feels like it? Is there any type of child support? If she genuinely wants to be a part of her daughter's life, I understand that it must be frustrating for her when daughter rejects her like that, or if she truly believes that you are intentionally keeping her from seeing Lucy. But although I understand her indignation, it's just one night. There was no reason for her to be harassing you like that. And if she thinks you don't have any rights over Lucy, she should just wait until Tim comes back from his trip, and talk to him. But let's talk about the big reason Lucy doesn't want to visit her house. Don, for some reason, she didn't have a good impression of him. You didn't elaborate very well on what actually is his problem, or maybe she herself couldn't explain it to you. And maybe it's nothing, maybe she just finds his personality or style weird or different. But if you also felt some bad vibe from him, follow your instincts, and keep her away. Listen to that voice in your head, telling you to keep your child safe. Does Deborah know that Lucy feels this way about her boyfriend? Have you guys or Lucy spoken to her about this? Because if you haven't spoken to her yet, do it. She needs to know, and you need to know what her reaction will be. Also, until Deborah shows up, you were the only mother Lucy had. Don't let anyone try to diminish your importance in her life, just because you weren't the one who gave birth to her. Not the idiot. Now let's read what the comments have to say. Not the idiot. You listened to what your stepdaughter wanted to do. Hopefully when you explain the full situation to Tim, he understands. I would ask Lucy to tell him why she didn't want to go inside. Then Tim can have a conversation with Deborah himself. He will need to be the one to have that chat with her. You did the right thing. Not the idiot. Tim agreed she could spend time with Deborah, not Dawn. You are currently acting in place of the legal parent. Tim trusted you with his daughter. He agreed to one thing, a night between Deborah and Lucy. You were presented with another thing, time between Deborah, Dawn and Lucy has already stated she is uncomfortable with Dawn. Mute her calls, don't block, so you have records. Talk to Tim when he's available. Not the idiot, but you shouldn't have told Deborah about the ice cream and just left it with, Lucy doesn't want to do dinner anymore. Deborah probably would have still blown her lid, though, even without that extra ammunition. Not the idiot. You trusted your gut and protected the child. However, you handled this with the subtlety of a sledgehammer. Not the idiot, Lucy is 13 not 3, so I'm doubtful the ice cream is what swayed Lucy not to stay. If you would have said, do you want to go home? Lucy would have jumped on that too. Guy gave her the creeps, and bio mom doesn't seem to care. Personally, if Deborah cares that much about seeing her daughter, she can go to court and get the rights, especially since Lucy doesn't seem to want to go. And what about you guys? What would you do if you were OP? Would you also take stepdaughter away? Or would you do something different? Don't forget to leave your comments below. Oh, are you enjoying the video so far? If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. This helps the channel, so I really appreciate it. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the idiot for thinking it unfair that my husband plans to give money to his daughter, who shared his parents' inheritance already? Not in the US. My husband Nate and I, both 50, have been married for 24 years with twin sons, 22. He got into an awful car accident a couple months ago, and though was not seriously injured, he was shaken. He now often talks about how life is fleeting, and we should make sure to be prepared. Nate has 2 siblings, an older brother and a sister Tina, 33. Tina is actually Nate's biological daughter. He had her in high school, and his parents adopted her from birth. Her mom was never in the picture. The family all knows about this, including Tina herself. Tina and my family were cordial, but not close. Nate's parents passed within a year of each other, almost a decade ago. They split all they had 3 ways, for their 3 kids. 5 years ago, Nate's older brother decided to join a monastery. He left behind all of his worldly possessions to Tina and my sons, but my sons mostly got things of sentimental value, while Tina got things of more monetary value. I think my in-laws were all within their rights to handle their money as they saw fit. My problem is Nate. Yesterday, Nate told me he had a rough idea of how he would like his possessions taken care of. Basically, he would like to split all he has 3 ways, Tina and our 2 sons. We don't have a lot, but Nate has his parents' inheritance, and he would like to give that to all his children equally. I asked him, how was this fair? Tina was adopted by his parents, and already received her inheritance as their daughter. If his parents had given him and his brother half and half, I I would understand why he felt the need to provide Tina with something. As it is, Tina already took from his share of the inheritance. Moreover, his brother also gave her money and valuables, worth more than our sons received. Tina is also a dentist. She's in no way in need of financial help. Nate said, at the end of the day, Tina is his biological daughter, and it is only right that he left her something. I don't think we need to pile more money onto a capable woman with a good job, who already has so much, while our sons are still young and just starting their careers. Am I the idiot? Well, OP, thinking only logically, your reaction makes sense. Tina has already received her parents' inheritance, got money from her older brother, has a good profession and apparently is doing well financially. So, again, logically, she doesn't need your husband's inheritance. The thing is when you stop thinking only with logic. Apparently, the car accident really affected your husband, perhaps more than you noticed. You mentioned that your family isn't close to Tina. Is that just you and the boys, or does it also include your husband? I think he started to reevaluate things from the past, after the accident, and I believe he regrets how his story with Tina has been. I'm not saying he regrets not being her father, but maybe he thinks he should have been more present for her, and this is his way of compensating her for his absence. You are not completely wrong in your reaction, you are thinking about what is the best for your children. So try to talk some more with your husband, and try to reach a decision that pleases both of you. And who knows? Tina may not even accept whatever inheritance your husband leaves for her, since she, apparently, isn't close to him and doesn't see him as a father at all. Now let's read the comments. No idiots here. I think you're not the idiot to point out that Tina inherited a daughter's share from her adoptive parents, and that by leaving her a daughter's share from her bio dad, she will be privileged over her half-brothers. Nothing else is relevant, by the way. The fact that Tina is well off at the moment is not relevant, and nor is what her brother left her when he entered a monastery. If your husband feels it's only fair, his only daughter should get a larger share of the family money than either of his sons. That is his business to decide, not yours. He's not the idiot to decide to do that. You're not the idiot to point out that he has with this will formally decided it's only right for his bio daughter to get a larger share of family money than his bio sons. Update, because I just noticed this. I don't think we need to pile more money onto a capable woman with a good job, who already has so much, while our sons are still young and just starting their careers. Am I the idiot? This is tacky, though. Hopefully, you and your husband have another 30 years of your life before Tina and your sons inherit. By that time, your sons will be capable men, well established in their chosen careers, and Tina will be heading towards retirement. Why has your family never been close to Tina? This is your husband's sister, at a minimum, and his bio daughter in reality? This is sad. His inheritance from his parents isn't your money, and he can do with it what he wants, legally. If he wants to gift it all to a stranger on the street, it is his choice. The assets that the two of you have accumulated during your marriage are 50% yours, and you can choose to leave it evenly to your sons upon your passing, leaving nothing to your hubs, if he outlives you, if you so desire. But you need to discuss that with an estate attorney, to make sure you have the correct provisions in your will, so that it cannot be challenged. In some states or countries, if you and hub's name is on a property deed, right of survivorship is established, and hubs automatically gets your share upon your death, if he outlives you. You need to understand that. Is it unfair? Maybe. It's also unfair that Tina was not raised by her bio mom and dad. The parents she did have died when she was only 23, and she has very little relationship with her brother/father, nephews and stepmom/sister-in-law. You're focused on the money that Tina has received, but forgetting about the relationships she did not. As your husband is reassessing his life, perhaps you should too. Talk with him about how he's feeling about Tina, how you all can make her more a part of the family, and how you can provide for the children you have together, and the daughter he had as a teen. Need more money to spread around? Get life insurance. The money is the easy part, fix the emotional side. You are the idiot. And what would you guys do if you were OP? What did you think of this whole situation? Would you react the same way as OP? Or do you agree with her husband's decision? Or do you think they are both right? Don't forget to leave your comments below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.